like the county does.
No worries.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thanks, Georgette.
Yay. Thank goodness
Always
somebody-
to the rescue, that
somebody
lady.
knows how to do this. Okay, I'm going to call this meeting to order at 7:02 p.m. We all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Justice for all.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate that.
Would you like this?
Okay.
I'll scoot a little.
Next thing on the agenda is roll call. Donna, would you please call the roll?
Yes, Mayor Queenie Bars,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Fred Brooks,
Here.
Trustee Ed Helen,
Here.
Trustee Betsy Harrison,
Here.
Trustee Cindy Simpson,
Here.
Trustee Janice Bryan,
Here.
Trustee Brent McWhirter.
Okay, we have a quorum, so we will continue on. Next on the agenda is the approval of the agenda, and I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second. Okay, we have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Fred Brooks and a second by Trustee Betsy Harrison to approve the agenda as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sound. Motion carries. The next is the approval of the minutes of April 14th, 2021, and the minutes of the special meeting of April 19th, 2021. And I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of April 14th, 2021, and the minutes of April 19th, 2021.
Second. Okay, we have a motion by Trustee Janice Bryan and a second by Trustee Cindy Simpson to approve the minutes of April 14th, 2021 and April 19th, 2021. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sound. Okay, motion carries. And next on the agenda is audience business. Is there anybody here that wants to speak? Yeah, do you want to speak or anything?
I think I'm on the agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
all
are.
right. Okay, so there's nothing, no audience business then. Announcements. Does anybody have any announcements? Donna, do you have any?
I don't.
I do. I'm on the board of the Mancos Conservation District, and I want to invite everyone to our annual meeting Saturday morning, May 1st at 8:30 in Boyle Park. We usually have some ag presentations, and we are going to have a water engineer down from Denver to speak to some of the possible scenarios as far as this year looks. On top of that, Monday, May 3rd at 1 o'clock, we're going to go to the Mancos Conservation District Water Office, and from there we're going to tour the inlet off of the West Mancos for Mesa Verde and for the town, and look at some forestry options for some of the dead trees in case of wildfires. And again, I'll be leaving from Town Hall here at about 1 o'clock. It looks like Betsy's going to go with me. I know Carol's going to go with me. If we have any more trustees that want to go, then we're going to have 3, and we're going to have to notice a special meeting. So please speak up if you have plans to attend. Also speaking with Gretchen Rank today. She had such a good reception here the other day with the workshop, and she has offered to come back anytime for both the board or P&Z and to present and update on what the Conservation District is doing and to provide any education that we can provide. That's all I got.
Terry, do you have anything?
We will be starting the free yard waste drop off at the old dump on May 15th. And that will be every third Saturday through October, from 8 in the morning to noon.
Okay, May 15th?
15th is the first day, yes.
And Terry, you say it's just yard waste, that's,
Just yard waste, no trash.
okay. So you're talking like limbs, leaves, grass,
Rocks.
rocks.
What's the address of it?
It's the dump. Oh, come on. It's that way.
Yeah.
Does it even have an address? Road 39.
Goes up to
South 39.
It's up 39.
You want me to draw you a picture? Sure, you can.
Okay.
It's on the old dump road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't lived here for 12 generations, I don't know where these things are.
It's just at the top of the hill. Right on the.
So Justin, do you have anything?
side, And then it goes down from there. It's right on the-
Well, we don't have Heather here tonight, so we're missing Heather, so we'll all just kind of stumble through this, so everybody just bear with us. So the next thing on the agenda is the proclamation for Better Hearing and Speech Month. So I will read this real fast. Town of Mancos Proclamation of Better Hearing and Speech Month, May 2021. Whereas more than 42 million people in the United States, 1 in 10 families, have hearing, speech, or language impairments. And whereas most people with communications disorders can be helped through medical and surgical treatment, hearing aids, and hearing and speech rehabilitation. And whereas the healthcare costs for therapy, devices, and medical care, plus the indirect costs of income loss for people with communicative disorders, are estimated at more than $30 billion per year. And whereas hearing loss often can be prevented or mitigated through public awareness, early detection, and medical intervention. Other remedies include technology and education for communication access. And whereas by raising awareness of communication disorders and the critical need for early professional intervention, we underscore this year's theme, communication at work. Therefore, in recognition of those who live with communication disorders, their families, advocates, and medical and therapeutic professionals, I, Queenie Bars, Mayor of the Town of Mancos, do hereby proclaim May 2021 as Better Hearing and Speech Month. I encourage all Mancosnites to join in the effort to promote public awareness and understanding regarding effective communication techniques. Given under my hand and the seal of Mayor at the Town of Mancos this 28th day of April, 2021. So, okay. Moving right along then, we have the Mancos Schools District presentation, and Ed, you are up.
Right. Thank you. So thank you for carving out a little time for me to be on the agenda. I won't take up too much time, but I just want to start out generally by giving thanks to the town and the board and just for really being solid partners with the school over the last 2 years with our this project-based initiative and all the opportunities that we've been able to take advantage of to connect the town in better ways. And I apologize for missing your last name.
Everybody does.
But thank you for presence at the event we just had down the road too with the Town Trails project, and we hope to see more of that happening in coming years. So I have some document, well, 2 sets of documents I just want to share with you. And there's two now. One of them is we recently revised our district strategic plan, which I can thankfully say was done. And it was months and months of a lot of meetings, a lot of work. That was really good work between our board and administrative team and teachers and students and community members. And the reason I want to share that with you is because if you look, I believe it's section 3, is a new section that did not exist in the prior version from 2010. It's titled Community Connections. And you'll see explicit language in there, I believe it's in goal 3, that speaks to partnerships, making real intentional efforts to partner with the town for beautification projects that are student-driven and just bring the community together to work on bettering the town, but really being student-driven. I have 2 little ones now, sort of almost 12 and almost 10 years old, and I see I'm not sure how to put it, but the wanting opportunities for things to do in this town, and I really hope that partnerships between the school and the town can help, our kids feel like they have more ownership of the town and are part of it. So I'm really thankful that we're building that. On the paper clips to that, I think Ed, you may not have that copy. There's the town recently donated 5 A-frame signs for the town, the bridge project, for our students, our art students, to create designs for and have those signs to redirect people, let visitors know that everyone's open for business. So those are some of the drafts the kids are working on now. They look great, and we're just really thankful for that opportunity. It was Heather, it was a matter of here's an idea, and the next day here are the signs, the blank signs. So we're really excited about things working out in that way. Obviously, the Parks Trail project, there's been a lot of cooperation and help from the town on that, and we greatly appreciate it. And the one thing, apart from all that I also wanted to float the idea to you all, that is something that's in the works, that's a partnership that's been created between the school district, our public library, a new local nonprofit called Montezuma Youth Alliance, and this larger national organization called Outdoors Empowered Network. What we're trying to do, and I would love to talk to all of you more about it, is to establish a gear lending library for the town of Mancos. And what that would be, for small, kind of a relatively small monetary responsibility on our end, our meeting, any partners involved, this national organization will help us acquire, probably around $25,000 worth of gear, with about a $5,000 contribution on our end. And they do that by networking with national companies, gear companies that donate this gear for programs like it. Our biggest challenge is now, so the library and the school district are creating a business plan to propose to this organization, and we're part of that process is putting together community leaders that want to be involved in helping manage the gear library and doing outreach into some of our less served populations, ones that may not do those sort of things, outdoor pursuits to begin with. It also, for the school and the town, it would create an opportunity for our community members, our students, to have the opportunity, not have the obstacle of acquiring things like backpacks and boots and tents and things like that, to be able to get the training from these community leaders and this national organization to learn how to use the gear. So that's a lot in a really short snippet. There's a lot to it. Our biggest challenge now that I wanted to just make you all aware of is a physical space. So that's really what we need to secure. And I'm trying to cast a really wide net in terms of possibilities, what might be out there within our community that might serve, that's not being used, that might be a possibility for something like that. We've already gone through a little bit, some talks with Alpaca about their space behind the building, and that doesn't seem like a good long-term fit. So we're looking for, that is one major step in that, and the other being $5,000 to $6,000, which we already have. The Friends of the Library are interested, and we know that they're on board. How much we don't know yet, but I would love to, I'm going to meet with Heather when she gets back into town to start talking to her more about that. But I really wanted to let you all know about that, as I see it another way to have something for our community that gets people out and doing healthy things, and it ties the school and our library and town together. So that's all I have. I encourage you to really look through that strategic plan. It's pretty exciting for us to give us direction, and again, to figure more creative ways we can partner up with the town and the school. So,
I just have a question on the space you're looking for. I mean, do you have any idea about square footage, or is it just storage space, or is it?
That's a great question. So at the very least, storage space, and something in the something like 800 to 1,000 square feet would be spectacular. So it would have room to grow initially, because storage, yes. Ideally, storage and a space to, so one of the ways this can work is to provide yearly memberships, sort of a scaled membership fee. So those who can't afford it, a free membership. Those who can, suggest a donation of $30 yearly membership to have access all the year to sustain it. So having a space to not only store the gear, but also manage it in a way, tiny little office type area would be ideal. Yeah.
Thank you.
But initially it would be the basics, like, as I mentioned, backpacks, boots, sleeping pads, stoves, tents, things to get people out camping, fishing gear, maybe paddle boards. Those are the things that have been discussed. So to, reach the groups that don't want to camp and want to fish, things like that. That would be the space. Yeah. It's a pretty exciting opportunity, because I think that as the town is growing, it does seem to be, we have this nice balance of sort of hunting, fishing, camping. People enjoy those type of outdoor pursuits, and a little more growth in the area of people doing things like mountain biking or backpacking, things like that. We're also probably going to acquire a fleet of mountain bikes through a separate thing for our school and community as well, but that's not part of this year library.
Is this all like new purchase, or will you be taking donations?
Yeah, so that it'll be all new gear.
Okay.
But I'm glad you brought that up too, because we would like to add to that. At this point, we're looking at getting the gear library to be able to have 15 people, outfit 15 people, all at once. So that could accommodate a school group, or say a group like Mancos Conservation District wanted to do a retreat thing, a camping trip, just to be able to don't have all the gear for a large group, something like that. So, but that's a piece of it we've discussed as well, to add to it, donations also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions?
A little off the topic there, but how's your superintendent search going? Are you allowed to talk about that?
I don't know if I am, so I'm not going to.
Okay.
I know that it's I believe a decision has been made,
Oh, okay.
but that it hasn't been sort of
Yeah.
let out. I know they had, as of yesterday, they narrowed it down to 2, and we're really kind of stuck trying to figure out. So it's coming to an end. And, yeah, it'll be a big change. And I hope that, I know that from the ones that I spoke with all of them, and I really pushed them hard on the work that I've been doing, as well as our, this whole administrative team, this project-based and the direction, and I know the two that ended up as the final two are fully on board with that, so that was a relief to me.
Cool.
All right.
So Ed, do you have another one of these for Heather?
I don't, and
Okay.
I'll get those, I'll drop those off tomorrow.
Okay, if you would please.
I just miscounted, and, yeah, so
So
I'll
if you
be
would
sure.
make sure that Heather gets one, I can leave mine with her tonight, and then, or with Donna, so they have one, but if you would give us another one.
I'll be sure to do that
Okay,
tomorrow.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
okay, moving right along then, we have the committee reports, the Montezuma County Planning Commission, and I reported on that last meeting because it was before ours. And so the Mancos School District, and Brent's not here to do that, so we'll move right along.
But we just heard from him, so
Yep.
we kind of know
Yes,
what's
I don't
going
know
on.
what's going on.
We don't know who the superintendent is yet.
They were
Okay,
discussing it openly at a business in Cortez today, but I'm not spilling it.
okay. So next on the discussion and action items, the first thing is the first quarter 2021 work plan. And, they've given us a lot of pages here. You guys have been busy. Do you guys have anything that you want to add to the work plans? No?
Don't all speak at once.
Don't give us any more.
We'll give you any more to do that. So, Justin, you were telling me just a little bit what you've been working on just today. You want to just kind of just a brief thing, just what you've been going through just today.
So part of what we've been working on today is, what we brought to the board last year to keep you apprised of is a, community response plan. We've got a list of 10 goals to try and get the plan off the ground by January 1 of 2022. It's ambitious. The not getting the DOLA funds then raises questions of where we're going to find funding, because we're not a rich county and we don't have the population base to bring that in. So we have a lot of meetings scheduled to meet our goal. It's going well. Everybody's still on board with it. All the community partnerships as far as responders are on board. Ultimately, the goal is to have community input and have community representative on the advisory committee or some type of committee with community public seat on board. And then the Cortez Dispatch IGA, we had a productive meeting, so we're still working on that. There's some things we gotta get ironed out between the users and the city of Cortez, because ultimately they control dispatch. It's under their umbrella. We don't wanna bring on 10 employees for the city of Mancos that work in Cortez. So we're, and a lot of those were on my goals for my performance evaluation. So I'm working as diligently as I can to meet those goals and come to a conclusion on those as promised that I advised the board on last year.
Terry, I see you guys have been out busy working, doing some graveling.
Yeah, not plowing snow.
Been working on the roads a little bit, chatting around.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah. They did my house today.
So I just see everybody out working. Town hall's always busy when I come in. The girls are busy, busy, busy. So, does anybody have any questions?
I do have a question for Justin. I just, on the community response thing, I just know that there's a tremendous amount of, additional funding coming to the state. And I just hope that you guys are really out there looking
So that,
for new grants that are gonna come available as a result. I mean, that's $27 billion. That's a tenth of the state's budget.
and that was a focus of the discussion today. The problem, and we have administrators involved in this as well. From what I was told today is we're not quite sure how the allocation is, and we have a graph of what is going to be allocated, but we don't know total funds in that graph yet. We just know percentages for a ballpark. And but we are absolutely going after art funding. And the idea is to have some standard operating guidelines. We don't want to call them procedures, but guidelines. So we're more competitive in the competitive grants, and then we have more operational outline for the non-competitive grants, and the goal is still to have this accounting-wide response. So that way, when we get into the competitive grants and non-competitive grants, it's a county collaboration, not just one municipality. And based on my experience with the DOLA grant, that truly hurt us in the funds we were asking for. So we're trying to really push it as a collaborative grant, and we're really pushing for tribal support involved in this. They're still part of this county, even though they're sovereign nation, and they deserve the same service that everybody else does. So we're working hard, but when you get that many leaders in a room, it's definitely a government meeting.
Thank you.
So.
Okay. Anybody else have any other questions? Okay. Thank you for putting all that together for us, and we may have some questions later on. Next is the first quarter 2020 financial update, and this is for discussion only. We have the finances through March 31st. Heather says we've committed to the new property for the marshal's office, for the $5,000 for the relocation guide, $570,000 increase for the Main Street Bridge, and $235,995 for the Casta Mesa Verde. So there are a few things that she wants to know if we're still interested in looking at this year. One is the public art program. We have a $3,000 budget. The Parks and Trails Master Plan, which is $40,000. The downtown beautification, which includes flowers, of $6,000, and the town cleanup in August of $8,000. And we need some discussion on those 4 items to see if we want to continue with those, or if we want to bypass on some of those this year and bring them back maybe next year, or what we want to do. So, yeah, I'm going to start with you.
I just have, I guess I need to double check this, but I didn't know that we committed a full $235,000 for the past Mason.
Yeah,
And that was my understanding also.
yeah, mine too.
That we didn't, or we did?
We did not.
No, we did not. That's what I'm
No.
saying. We didn't commit that amount of money.
Mm-mm.
Now, I don't know if that's including grants that we don't know of, or that we're pursuing, but that one kind of hit me. All the others I totally agree with. You know, the arts project, you know, we postponed it last year. I think $3,000 isn't a lot of money. I think it would be nice if we could help a community artist do something to help beautify the town. Parks Master Plan, I mean, if that one would be nice, but I don't think it's as important as the next two, which is the cleanup and the beautification. I think even though we are in a drought scenario this year, I still think a few flowers in downtown and doing something to spruce it is still worth a while expense. That's just where I stand.
I had a thought on the beautification, rather than just doing the same old thing we usually do, which is, flowers and stuff, because we're gonna have a major construction project. And I was just wondering if that the same funding might be used better to deal with the fact that we're gonna have blockades up, and, there might be a better way to make the town more attractive than just spending
Because we're gonna have to do something, with that, and I agree, it's a situation there where, we wanna do what we can to mitigate the congestion and
Right.
that's gonna happen, and I think, if we can keep it aesthetically pleasing, whatever we can do is still important.
So Betsy, do you have some ideas on what else we could do besides flowers?
No, I do, but I have to wait because, the work hasn't started and we're not really in touch with the construction company yet. And I've asked a couple of people about what kind of barricade is gonna be up there. And someone thought that they were gonna use those concrete things, but they would have to be movable so they could get equipment in and out. So I've been thinking about it, but I kind of like to wait until things start next week and there's somebody around I can talk to. Just to see if there might be, a really nice big banner that says, "Welcome to Mancos," that we put across that concrete that is.
Pardon the dust.
Some assembly required.
Yeah, I mean, something that's
Some
got a sense of humor and, there's just a little bit different, but.
Yeah, it doesn't have to just be flowers, but I think we should allocate money so that we can help. I mean, even if it comes to, dust and debris mitigation, that we have, because I mean, if it means cleaning the streets a little bit more.
Right,
Something
exactly.
to keep it from.
Because I know the downtown businesses are really concerned,
So Terry, do you have any information that you could?
I know there's gonna be concrete barriers, and the construction crew will move them themselves, and they move equipment in and out. And there will be barricades, and there will be orange barrels in front of the concrete barriers. And even if we put up a sign that says "Welcome to Mancos," we cannot cover the barricades or the barrels
No.
at all.
Well, and then the signs would have to be removed every time they went to move the barricade or the barrels or anything. So that would add additional work for them. So that's probably not gonna work.
Yeah, it might not, and that's why I'm saying I just would kind of like to see it. The other thing is we could do something on the Hoffman corner, but I know they're gonna be putting equipment there, and I don't know how close it's gonna come to the corner. I just thought it might make sense to wait until they start moving stuff in and we get a better sense of what it's really gonna be like.
We're still gonna have other peripherals that we can do some stuff to enhance. Also, in front of this building and further down Grand, away from it.
So Janice, do you have some ideas on?
I just want to comment with what Ed said, that I don't remember us ever this path to Mesa Verde that was not, I don't think we agreed for that amount of money. I think I need to go back through some notes and see what we did agree to.
Joe, real fast.
As I remember, I think that was a commitment over a 5-year period of time of like $47,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was gonna try to reduce that through grants and stuff, but I think that's kind of what we decided at that last one.
Okay.
Break it out over 5 years.
Okay, yeah, because see, when we read this, it's like
not just a
this year.
No.
Yeah, because I know that, we did
I do
agree to
remember
put
that.
money
Yes.
in.
Yes.
And part of it was, hoping that, because we knew the county was gonna put money in. But yeah, but I'm just looking at that as, I'm looking at this as a first quarter expense for this year.
No,
Yeah,
no.
That's where I'm going, whoa.
That's what I thought too
No,
when I read
no,
this,
it's,
saying
Yeah.
that it doesn't say that it's in. I just kind of remember we were kind of discussing 20, 40, 30 or 20,
Yeah.
60 or
Yeah.
whatever our portion was going to be. The only, when we just did this beautiful trail, but maybe something that Parks and Trail Master Plan, maybe that could be something we just have a lot of expense out there, so I'm thinking if we needed to cut something back, like maybe, cut that back some. The other ones seem pretty, insignificant as far, we really, like, that town cleanup was just awesome last year, we gotta keep doing that. And the, beautification of the flowers, I hear what Betsy's saying, and I just see that maybe at that four-way stop, we could really do something at our Grand and Main stop, like decorate it with the flowers too, or have something that's, nice piece of artwork or something there to make it a little more beautification for that, since the bridge is out. And I think the public art is great. I think you continue that. So the only, I guess to summarize it, I think with the Parks and Trail Master Plan, like if we're gonna have to cut something, like maybe that would be something to cut back from.
Well, I don't think we can cut it back because we have to do a master plan, but Terry, what if we just put it off for next year?
That'd be perfect.
And that's kind of what Heather was thinking, is put it off for next year.
Right.
And get the bridge done, and
I'm not even really sure, Terry, what the Parks and Trail Master Plan is. Is that something that we've been working on for a while?
No, it hasn't
We're
been done
almost done
for
with it.
6 years, I think.
Okay,
It gets revised
I mean,
every
like,
so many years.
So we say, in the next 10 years or whatever time frame, we want to do these things to build out our trails and parks. And then you do it, hopefully. And so we did that years ago, and now we're almost completed with everything that's in the plan.
oh, okay.
So it's time to refresh it and see where do we want to go from
And
here.
so, as far as implementing it, do we implement it a little segment at a time?
Yes.
Okay.
Once we have the plan.
yeah,
Yeah,
but the
and-
plan
Yeah.
itself cost us $40,000.
Yeah.
The plan,
To-
it's
Yeah,
public
the
meetings,
40,000 is
public
just for the
input,
plan.
surveys,
Yeah.
Yeah,
all of it.
Oh, okay,
that's not working on any park or anything, that's
right, that's just working on,
Kind of just the thought process
Yeah.
and then coming up with an actual physical plan.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess then that if Jerry's okay, and maybe that's something that we could put back for next year, while we have all these other expenses.
Or it could be started at the latter part of the year, because it's not just something that gets done quickly. I mean, if it's put off until fall, when we say we're comfortable with money and we can do it, it can be just pushed down the row a little bit. It doesn't have to be negated this year totally, but we can just say that becomes a lower priority.
Oh, I see, so then we can revisit this, like
Yes.
maybe in October, November or something.
And see
Because
where
it'll
we're
go
at.
over a winter and a summer, regardless. If we started it now, it won't be done in, it takes at least a year to get it all done with all the public input, the surveys, and all the data gathering.
I get it now, okay.
Cindy?
I agree on the Parks and Trails Master Plan. I think it represents a lot of staff time, and I think our staff has really been working hard throughout the pandemic, and I think they could use a breather, and our budget could definitely use a breather. I'm also okay with postponing the public art program and the downtown beautification until next year. I don't feel strongly one way or the other on it, but I'm okay with just pushing those till next year. I really do feel strongly about the town cleanup and keeping that in the budget, because I just think that helps out so many people, and that's been a huge
That's a beautification.
beautification project for this town over the years that we've been doing it, because it gets rid of a lot of garbage from people's places, and so I would be fine with not having 1, 2, or 3 in the budget this year, and just having 4.
And last year we didn't get any applicants for the art.
Right.
And so this year, I don't think we have any. There's some talk going around, but nobody seems to be coming up with any projects or anything. So
Yeah.
to me, I think we could possibly waive that one for the year.
I have a couple of comments just to make on the public art, because because I've also been involved with the creative district, I just feel like they're more capable of doing that. They're in touch with all the artists.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do think it warrants some conversation, because I've talked to Heather about it, and public art, if we put funds to it, it has to be on public property.
Mhm.
And so there's only, I mean, how many pieces of
Limited
public
like
art do we
ours.
want in Boyle Park? You know, like, maybe we gotta just rethink it, or I just think it needs some more conversation and we don't have to deal with it.
It'd be nice to do that with the creative district, kind of, talk about where and what and how, I mean.
Right.
It would be
But
a
if-
good thing to
if-
collaborate
But
on.
If the
it's
town
government
puts
money,
the
it's,
government
yeah.
money, it
No,
has to
I
be
understand
on
that,
our
but-
properties, so.
Talk to them about where we have things,
Right.
what properties we have, because, we have a new, the station, the old post office is now town property. Something you go in front of there. I mean, we have a lot of properties that not everyone knows.
Exactly, and I think that
Giant.
Don't
that's
frown,
part of,
don't
if
frown.
we do public art, I think part of it should be telling people where they can do it.
No,
I
we
think
put a
we
big
should
badge out front.
do a bunch of officers, big mural on the, with police officers on the building. What do you think?
I think it should be
Okay,
a big,
I can get mine now.
a big pair of handcuffs out front in the yard.
We just don't want the metal police officers out there because people would take pot shots at them.
Yeah.
No.
I was a little concerned when Ed started bringing up, put it in front of my office.
I saw your frowns, I saw your frown.
Well, it's not just, there's a lot of different art options.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
There are.
I
And
want
Fred.
ballerina now first.
Yeah, ballerina.
Yeah, there you go.
And there's also, something planned, I've been trying to keep an ear to the ground, regarding Millwood. But they are planning on putting some
A marquee.
structure, welcome to Mancos structure that you could almost consider public art if they ever get going and do that project.
So Fred,
To go back to the bike path to Mesa Verde question, I don't remember committing the $235,000.
we did.
I thought we had a discussion on a 5-year plan and different percentages. I could be wrong, but I don't remember committing to that. So I think I would like to revisit that in the future. Public art, unfortunately, I think we could postpone that. We don't have anybody that really shows up and applies for that. We could sure defer the Parks and Trails master plan for 6 months or 9 months. Probably, I think we should keep the downtown beautification money available and see how the bridge plays out in case there's a need. I mean, if we have it and it's in the budget and we don't spend it, then we keep it. And I think we absolutely have to keep the town clean up. That's where I sit on it.
Okay,
Can I make a comment on
Yes,
the flowers? Usually, because I have done it for the last 2 years, usually we have to order those back in, is it March, Terry? Because they grow them, especially for us. So it might be something that if we want to do flowers, it might be a little delayed just because we will have to get the flowers grown or have Four Seasons, that's who we've used, come up with what they could give us. So I just wanted to throw that out there too, is that it might not be immediate because we do order those early in the year and they grow them and deliver them.
and we may have to use some Walmart ones or something this
Yeah,
year.
there's more than
Not
one
do
nursery.
do some smaller ones or something because of the delay, but we don't want to do them right now either because of the freeze yet.
No, and we
Yeah.
usually do 2 rounds of those because we'll do the spring flowers and then about August or late July when the spring flowers are all burnt up, we get the kind of fallish flowers. So that's out there.
Well, and it may not even be flowers, because, it might be like a banner or,
Exactly.
something.
We could just see what's needed and then
Mhm.
where things are gonna be placed and then come up with something.
We'll know more Monday when they start on the bridge.
And if we do flowers, we'll have to find a home for 4 barrels and 2 big troughs,
Mhm.
because those usually go in the GMC lot.
Mm.
Yeah. So maybe it's not flowers this year.
Yeah.
Or a
Or-
much reduced
or
number.
reduce numbers. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, we've got 6,000, maybe we only spend 2 or 3, you know, we don't go the full, because, and then I think there needs to be something with the businesses too, that if we put flowers in front of your business, you're expected to water them. And if you don't water them, you don't get one next year. That needs to be, it needs to be out there, because if they, because I know a little gal that worked for the town 1 year, and she said anywhere from 2 to 4 hours a day watering the plants.
And we have a water crisis, so maybe.
You know,
Yeah.
she says.
Yeah, maybe flowers are.
She says it was about an hour and a half in the morning to water all the plants, and then an hour and a half in the evening, because it gets so hot, you'd have to. She
Yeah.
said, it just, you know, there's a lot of time on town staff, and, you know, we're short-staffed, and if we don't have any, seasonal staff this summer, and hopefully we'll have some applicants for that, so we don't work tearing those guys to death, that's who does that, the little piddly stuff, and it takes time for them to do it too. So I think our direction that we want to give Heather is that we want to question the $235,995 passed to Mesa Verde. We want a little bit more direction on that, because not everybody remembers that. Public art, we're gonna kind of scrap for this year. The Parks and Trails Master Plan we'll put on hold till maybe towards the end of the year. The downtown beautification, we're going to kind of wait and see, and maybe not spend that much money, but maybe not flowers, maybe something else. And then definitely the town cleanup, that's a go from everybody. So Terry.
On the town-wide cleanup, do you guys want to stay with 2 cleanups? Or do you want to go down to 1 because of the budget?
We've got 8,000 in here, is that just 1?
No, that's 2.
That's 2.
I say we do the 2.
I say we do too.
Yeah.
Well, both of them were really used last year, weren't they?
Oh, yeah, they filled up before the full 3 days.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah,
thought,
that's
so
what I
I
thought.
think we should leave it at 2.
Yeah.
So with going with 2, when would you have the first one?
I'd say we'll probably do the first one in June and do the second one in August. We'll have to sit down and come up with some dates, and then we can publish it.
Might even be maybe the first part of September for the second one or something, you know, but give people time to, but June, I think we had it in May last year, Emily?
We had one in August. Yeah, we might have another one in May.
I thought we had it in May because it was still a little cold, people weren't out doing a lot yet, but, and if you're just gonna open the yard waste, maybe everybody will start cleaning their yards and then get their junk for June to get rid of
Jump
stuff.
for June, I like it.
Jump for June.
Oh, we've kind of done it, beginning of the summer and then in fall.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so, okay, so does that tell you kind of where we want to go and give Heather some? Okay, so does anybody have any other questions on the financials? All right, so then moving right along, we have a resolution 5, series 2021, and this is a resolution, since we have appointed Donna as our town clerk now, we need to have a resolution that authorizes her to sign on our checks. And so the only thing,
Mayor,
yes, David.
David, I did notice one typo just to clear up on this resolution 5, series 2021. On the now therefore part, the now therefore being resolved by the town board of the town of Mancos, mayor, including Bowers, mayor, pro tem, Fred Brooks, town administrator / Concord / treasurer, Heather Alvarez. I would recommend just eliminating that town clerk / treasurer, Heather Alvarez. I think that's a typo based on higher positions, but, those are now, held by, our new, town clerk treasurer. So, Don Murphy. So I just recommend just, eliminating town clerk treasurer after, where it says town administrator in the second line on the now, therefore language.
And I have done that. I didn't redo the resolution to give to you, to the board tonight, but the official one that we signed does have just Heather as the town administrator and then myself as the town clerk treasurer.
Good.
So it's just, unfortunately, you didn't get it, the corrected one.
And where
You
is
didn't
that?
either. You didn't either, but I did print it for you. I'm sorry, Queenie.
It's not in here.
No, it's not.
So you have to print it for me to
I'll
sign.
have to get it off my computer, yes.
Okay, you'll bring it to me tomorrow. Me too.
Yes.
Okay. So David, did you hear that? Donna did catch that and she has printed it. So when I sign it tomorrow, it will, it's already been printed. She didn't bring it tonight to us. So it just does say, Town Administrator Heather Alvarez.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay. So any discussion on this? All right, then I would entertain a motion.
I move we approve Resolution 5, Series 2021, a resolution approving authorization for Mayor Ellen Queenie Bars, Mayor Pro Tem Fred Brooks, Town Administrator Heather Alvarez, and Town Clerk/Treasurer Donna Murphy to sign on Town of Mancos checking/operating accounts and approving and Town Administrator Heather Alvarez and Town Clerk/Treasurer Donna Murphy to sign on all other Town of Mancos accounts with the edit per town attorney and as discussed by Donna.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Cindy Simpson and a second by trustee Janice Bryant to approve Resolution 5, Series 2021, a resolution approving authorization for Mayor Ellen Queenie Bars, Mayor Pro Tem Fred Brooks, Town Administrator Heather Alvarez, and Town Clerk/Treasurer Donna Murphy to sign on Town of Mancos checking/operating accounts and approving, I think that should be the Town Administrator Heather Alvarez and Town Clerk/Treasurer Donna Murphy to sign on all other Town of Mancos accounts per the amendments made by the attorney and by Town Clerk Treasurer Donna. Donna, would you please call the vote?
Yes, trustee Ed Helen,
Aye.
trustee Cindy Simpson,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Fred Brooks,
Aye.
trustee Janice Bryan,
Aye.
trustee Betsy Harrison.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. So, Donna, if you get that to me, I'll sign that. Okay, the next on the agenda is a 2021 board retreat. And so we need to come up with some dates to have a retreat, set some goals, to review the 2021 goals and set some new goals for 2022. Attached are the goals and things that we set for 2021, and now we need to move forward and come up with some dates and some times. So do you guys have some times that you're not available? June is out for me.
Are we looking at like a Saturday? Is that what we're looking at?
That's what we've usually done is
Yeah.
Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh, I thought we were going to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Isn't that what
That's
you do
called
when
a
you go to
junket.
a retreat? Don't you like go somewhere?
Yeah, we go to the community center.
Yeah.
And we go really far.
Go camping.
Yeah.
Do that. So.
Oh, yeah, we could, if you're gonna have 15, we could.
Yeah, backpacks. We'll all go backpacking
Don't you drive in here.
on mountain bikes.
Oh my God.
I'm climbing here. No.
Yeah. Right.
So does
I
anybody
know the
have?
first 2 weeks in July are the from the 9th to the 20th, I'm gone.
How much lead time do we need, does Heather need to get ready?
Were we gonna talk about May?
Yeah, cause I mean, like May,
Betsy, what's your calendar like?
Ugly. May is not particularly good. Somebody said that June is bad. I'm okay in June.
So you have May 1st and May 15th tied up. Those are both Saturdays.
Why do I have the 15th tied up?
But you said something about the 15th.
Wow,
Okay, no, the 3rd, okay.
Third.
Okay,
third.
So I would
May 15th is the yardway starting out there, okay. I won't be here the
I
15th.
thought I was married again.
Sorry. I'm just, I'm writing notes, I'm sorry.
The bantering was adorable.
It seems like Heather usually likes us to start early. You know, so, I mean, if I'm hearing June is out, July is out, you know, or the first two, I mean, I don't think we want to start too late.
Right.
You know, even if we just picked a Saturday morning and got going and then knew what we needed to gather more information on and follow up on.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So who said June was out?
I'm gone 2 weeks in June.
Are you around on the June 26th? Is that too late? That's like,
When is CML?
Is there a CML this year?
We're supposed to be. That's my,
I think it's September.
is it, have we moved it to September? Can't
I
remember.
believe there is a CML this year, and it's gonna be live, and we're gonna have events,
Yeah,
mixers, and, social things, and, live,
right.
continuing
Do you remember,
education.
David, do you remember when that is?
I believe it's in September, but I'm not
Okay.
100% sure.
All right.
I
So,
believe it's in Westminster this year.
so we have,
Yeah, that's where it was supposed to be last year.
It's September 23rd and 4th, I believe. The in-person, and then they're going to have a virtual one as well, like 2 weeks later, I believe.
I can.
so that's in September, Donna?
Yes.
Okay.
so in May, what's the 8th or the 22nd?
Both are fine for me.
Yeah, I can do both of those.
Ed?
I'm looking, the 8th should be fine.
The 8th may not get better.
Right.
Right.
Prepare.
So I don't have a calendar.
I do. Do you want to
Okay, so
look?
we have the 8th, the 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th. Now, the 29th is Labor Day weekend, so that's not, that's not a good
Let's
one.
look at the 22nd.
So the 22nd, does anybody have anything the 22nd?
I'm open.
I'm open.
I think I could do the 22nd.
Fred?
I'm open.
Ed?
I believe I am.
Okay.
All right.
So let's kind of shoot for May 22nd. Let's see if, and we have done it without having a facilitator the last couple of years. Facilitator runs us probably about $500-600. Do you guys feel like we can do it on our own, or do you
I think we can.
need a facilitator?
I think we can do it either way.
Do you think,
Depends
you
on.
don't think we need somebody to keep us in check?
I don't think so.
No. You want to start at 8 or do you want to start earlier?
Oh, God, not earlier.
Yeah, let's go 6:30.
Mid-morning, huh? He's looking at it. I mean, I'm just asking so I can put it on my schedule.
I think 8:30.
Okay.
Don't we usually do like 8 to 2 or something like that?
We usually start around 8 or 8:30 and then go till maybe 2.
2, yeah. Let's say 8:30 to 2.
Okay. 2 a.m.?
No, 2
Yeah.
p.m. 2 a.m. you better have some wine. So, all right, so May 22nd, 8:30 to 2, and no facilitator, okay? Okay, thank you, Pam. Okay. So that was just what we needed to let Heather know that that's when we want to do it. We'll move on to items for the May 12th, 2021 agenda. We've got our workshop, which is going to be our water restrictions, our drought discussion, and so that's going to be
Painful.
very painful. So that starts at 6.
Could I make a comment about that?
Yes.
If that's on our next workshop, are we sure that none of other, I think it's important to go to this thing on Monday that Fred's doing. And I just want to make sure that nobody else can or wants to go because we have to publicize it.
Well, I don't need to go because I sit on the other side of that.
Right.
So that way, if someone else wants to go and not make a quorum, that works great.
And I can't go. I
Okay,
have work.
so then we're okay because it's just the two of us.
Yeah.
All right.
I would, but my doctor's coming back first time in a month, so I need to be at the office. So, yeah, I think that'd be very important. Thank you, Betsy, for volunteering to do that. Then we'd have the committee reports. We'll have Region 9 and CDOT at that meeting, because CDOT, TPR meets
They're every other month, so it'll be the next month.
the next month. Okay, so we can take it. All right, we'll have the April bills and claims. We'll have the Make a School presentation. We have the 1 and the 3 mile plan and the economic development incentive discussion. And does anybody have anything else that they might want to add to that meeting?
The reason that the 1 to 3 mile plan were put off was so that David could look at
Right.
some stuff, so. We just
David,
need
are
to
you going to be ready for the 1 and the 3 mile plan at our May 12th meeting?
I do believe so, yes.
Okay,
Should be ready for that.
okay, all right. Anybody?
I'd kind of like to put just a discussion item about this old wooden jail out here on the agenda. It's falling apart.
Is it?
And, yeah, it's deteriorating so rapidly. And we either need to stabilize it or I don't know what.
Public art.
Fire.
Yeah. But, you know, it's a historic building and
Yeah.
I think we need to look at it, maybe walk over there even. But yeah, we were walking through the park the other night and I mean, it's really starting to go. So I think we need to pay attention to that.
Okay, so Terry, would you look at that and bring something back with us for that?
Yeah, the old wooden jail out here.
Okay. All right. Anybody else have anything else they want to talk about? All right. I would entertain a
Get
motion
all of
to
this put in.
adjourn.
So moved.
All right. Meeting adjourned
Could've waited
at
a second.
8:05.
I'm not really sure
Good
if I
night.
agree.
Good night.
Good night, David.
Thanks for coming.
To general fund. So this is what we are budgeted and this is actually what we spend. I don't know how to read this.
Yes.
So I do know how to read this. Okay. So she has budgeted this 1 million some.
If you look at capital,
Yeah.
this would be the bridge,
Yeah.
1,500,000.
All right.
And we only had to put out $5,000 on there.
Okay.
So when you bring the columns
Did you
down,
turn off the recording?